Welcome back. We're in sheer mode, and we have been following Charleston Animal Society. They are sharing Caitlyn, the dog's recovery. I know you remember her from a story we did at the end of May. This photo, posted on Facebook and Twitter, is so difficult and emotional to look at. That is electrical tape used to shut Caitlyn's mouth. She was like this for more than 30 hours. Hundreds of thousands of people shared this photo, and donations have poured into the Toby Foundation to pay for her desperately needed surgery. And guys, your generosity has helped. Look at the video we just got from the Charleston Animal Society. Oh, she's such a happy girl. She is such a happy girl. And guess who is with us? Caitlyn, the celebrity dog, because I feel like we literally just scored the biggest guest on this show ever. Caitlyn, we are so excited to have you, and Director of Cruelty and Outreach for the shelter, Dr. Aldwin Roman. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. How is Caitlyn doing?
Caitlyn is doing great. She has really made tremendous strides in her recovery. Her scars are still there. They're probably always going to be there because of the abuse she suffered, but she's doing fantastic.
So we see the scars around her mouth, obviously, but what about the emotional scars?
So, those are really unseen. With the kind of trauma she suffered, we've seen a little bit in her being hesitant to trust some people, which I would totally expect. I mean, it's amazing that she even likes humans at all anymore, given what was done to her when she trusted one.
I heard that she actually doesn't trust men as much as she does women, because it was a man who actually did this to her. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what we've seen. She'll be a little bit honestly just scared, and she'll bark and back away and almost cowers. Anytime there's a larger man who's kind of looming over her. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely that fear there, and that trauma that she suffered. Yeah.
Well, she looks like she's having a good time. You guys actually used this cutting edge technology to save her tongue, which at first was so black, I guess, that it was initially believed she'd lose half of it. How did you save her tongue and ultimately her life?
Honestly, we had a lot of help from Veterinary Specialty Care, which is a specialty vet clinic here in Charleston. They did cold laser therapy, hyperbaric chamber treatments to try and save as much of that tissue of not just her tongue, but her lip. And she did still end up losing some of it, but not nearly as much as we thought. And honestly, when she first came into the shelter, we weren't even sure she was going to survive. That's how severe her injuries were.
You guys have dealt with a lot of animal cruelty. Why do you think, though, Caitlyn's story has resonated with so many people?
I think that initial picture we released really touched people's hearts. It really showed the violent nature of cruelty, but kind of showed her eyes and the hope and the distress that she felt. Oftentimes we see pictures from cruelty cases and it's after the fact, or they're so graphic you can't even show them. And I think her picture was just right in between, so that people could really see and really understand what she suffered. Yeah.
Caitlyn's also got some really telling eyes, I feel like. What about adoption? When's Caitlyn going to be adopted? I feel like people will be lining up to get her.
So she's in foster care right now. She's with a specialty medical foster through her recovery. We're actually not planning to adopt her until her criminal case has been resolved. The suspect in her case has a really long criminal record, and just for her safety, the safety of her foster family and potential adopter, we want to make sure that whoever abused her is in jail and behind bars before we finalize that adoption.
Well, first off, Dr. Roman, I'd like to say I'd like to be on the list of possible adoptees of Caitlyn, because I think my Yogi would love Caitlyn. But secondly, everybody in the studio and watching wants to see Caitlyn up. Can you pick her up, or is she okay to be picked up, or can we see her up close? Caitlyn! Oh! Hi, girl. Hi, sweetie. Oh, yay! We love Caitlyn. Aw, hi, sweetie. She's so beautiful. We thank you so much for joining us, and I will be sending my information over there stat to make sure I get on that list. Dr. Roman, thanks a lot, and thanks for taking care of Caitlyn and all the work that you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and we also want to bring you guys up to date on the man who taped Caitlyn's snout shut. He had a previous gun and cocaine charge, so his bond was revoked on the charge for mistreating the dog. He remains in jail awaiting trial. He could face up to 5 years behind bars.
It is so nice. nice to see Caitlyn have a recovery like that and
Yeah.
to see the outpouring of love from all over the world with those Facebook comments.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'm actually not kidding.
I know you're not kidding.
I'm going to have like 10 dogs by the end of the
Yes, you are.